So let me just tell you, Bernie Sanders has been great. We like Bernie. I like Bernie. You know why I like him? He doesn't have a chance, and what he's doing to her is incredible. Because the system is rigged against Bernie. Do you ever notice? He wins, he wins, he wins, he wins. Then you watch the pundits, these guys, the dishonest ones. They sit around, he can't win because the system's rigged. I have to say, our system was rigged too, except for one thing. If you win by massive landslides every week, it's no longer rigged. It's like the boxers. That's right. That's what happened. The system was not meant for me to come in as an outsider that built a great company. I built a great, great company. When I filed, in fact, Papa Doug knows, when I filed my papers, over 100 pages in federal elections, and I filed tremendous company, tremendous iconic assets, unbelievable cash flow, very little debt, makes a lot of money, and they were so unhappy to see it. But you know what? I say it for a different reason. And I started off, by the way, with $1 million loan, and now have a net worth of much more than $10 billion. And you know what? I don't even want it. I'll tell you what. All I want to say is, this is the kind of thinking that we need to straighten out this mess that they've given us in our great country. This is the thinking we need. This is what we need. So let me tell you a little bit about San Diego, because we're talking about a rigged system, right? I have to say this. I was told, oh, the lawyer said, don't do that, we're going to win. But San Diego's special for a lot of reasons. Some of my best friends live here. You may have the best weather on earth, okay? You may have. I've always heard it. I've always heard it. But we have a couple of minutes. Does everybody have a little time? Yeah. So I end up with a lawsuit. And it ends up in San Diego in federal court. And it's a disgrace the way the federal court is acting. Because it's a simple lawsuit. Everybody that took the so-called course, it's Trump University, is in San Diego. And the trial, they wanted to just start while I'm running for president. The trial is going to take place sometime in November. There should be no trial. This should have been dismissed on summary judgment easily. Everybody says it, but I have a judge who is a hater of Donald Trump, a hater. He's a hater. His name is Gonzalo Curiel. And he is not doing the right thing. And I figure, what the hell? Why not talk about it for 2 minutes? Should I talk about it? Yes? So we should have won. I'm being railroaded. So here's the story. Very simple story. A number of years ago, a long time ago now, I opened up a school, a little school thing. We called it Trump University, changed the name. We had probably, I don't know, a lot of people, like 10,000 people. The people, did you like it? She said she was there, she liked it. Here's the story. So we open up, and it really was successful from the beginning. Then we get these class action lawyers, they immediately sue. My people did a good job for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons was they had everybody that took the course sign like a report card. So we had, let's say, 10,000 people, almost that many signed a report card. And the report cards are unbelievable. By the way, without that, it's their word versus these people or me. But I'm getting railroaded by a legal system that, frankly, they should be ashamed. Because this is a case that I'll be here in November. Hey, if I win as president, it's a civil case. I could have settled this case numerous times, but I don't want to settle cases when we're right. I don't believe in it. And when you start settling cases, you know what happens? Everybody sues you because you get known as a settler. One thing about me, I am not known as a settler. And people understand that this whole thing, with this whole deal, with the lawyers, class action lawyers, they're the worst. It's a scam. So here's what happens. We're in front of a very hostile judge. The judge was appointed by Barack Obama, federal judge. I mean, frankly, he should recuse himself because he's given us ruling after ruling after ruling, negative, negative, negative. I have a top lawyer who said he's never seen anything like this before. So what happens is we get sued. We have a magistrate named William Gallo who truly hates us. And this is what? Now, the good news is it's a jury trial, but we can't even get a full jury. We're entitled to a jury. We want a jury of 12 people, and you're going to watch. First of all, it should be dismissed before the trial, but if we have a trial, we'll go all the way. Watch how we win it, because I've been treated unfairly. Very much like with the veterans, where I raised all that money, but on Tuesday, I'm announcing all of the groups that we've given almost $6 million to. You know, you turn things around. So here's the story. We have a law firm named Robbins Geller, where basically Robbins Geller is a spinoff of two law firms, Lyric Coughlin and Milberg Weiss. Two of those partners went to jail for an extended period of time for doing very bad things legally. This same group is the lawyers against. So what happens is the judge, who happens to be, we believe, Mexican, which is great. I think that's fine. You know what? I think the Mexicans are going to end up loving Donald Trump when I give all these jobs, okay? I think they're going to end up. I think they're going to love. I think they're going to love me. So here's what happens. We get sued by a woman, and she turns out to be a disaster for them. Her name is Tarla Markov. And she rated on the report card, it's 1 to 5. 5 being excellent, the highest mark. She gave me a 5 across the board, all 5s. She then did a video saying it was fantastic, the most glowing video you've ever seen. She then sued me because she wanted her money back. She was such a disaster that this judge, it was her against us. She was such a disaster that this judge allowed her to get out of the case. But we want her to be in the case. And the lawyer said, Your Honor, we want her to be in the case. He said, she's out of the case. So now we have others. So we said, dismiss the case. She's out of the case. No, we won't dismiss the case. So we have 10,000 surveys from former students giving Trump University rave reviews. It's called, and it's on the website, www.98percentapproval.com. Okay? Now, so we have Marla, so we have Makoff giving us these great numbers. Then we have another one. Bob Gillow, they used him, I think it was Bush, Jeb Bush, low energy. We have these guys making commercials. Now look, in all fairness, it hasn't hurt me much because, you know, they use this thing and every once in a while you have one. And we're going to win. But if I don't win, and even if I do win, we want to open, my kids will open it up again because it was a terrific school. It was great. It was good. So we have a guy named Bob Gurley. He appeared in a TV attack ad. Do you believe it? They used him on ads against me. I had 66,000 negative ads, over $100 million in Florida alone during the big primary, which I won in a landslide. We had 15,000 negative ads, and I won. I almost wonder, what do ads mean, if you want to know the truth? So you have this guy, Bob Guillo. He appeared in TV attack ads, even though he rated the programs a 5, meaning excellent, the top mark across the board. His primary complaint was he would have liked to have more comfortable chairs, okay? Unbelievable. Then we have a guy named Art Cohen, and he was late to file. So he signed a survey in which he rated the program either a 4 or a 5. I will tell you this. How smart was it to ask everybody that took the course to sign a report card, okay? Now, you know what the lawyers are saying? The lawyers are saying, oh, but they were forced. 10,000 people were forced. They were forced. And you have pictures. We actually have videotapes of people. They weren't forced. A professor said, would you sign how you like it? So that's it. So he signed all 5s and 4s out of a possible, the highest marks, and indicated that his only complaint was a lack of nice lunch sandwiches. Okay? Think of it. So he was late. So they went to the judge, and the judge said, he's late. Why don't you file under RICO? Organized crime. Now, we've all been sued in business for RICO. Even Papa John, probably. We ever said everybody. RICO's like, but they ended it pretty much. So I get sued. Here's a guy gives me all good marks. He's late, so they're starting a new lawsuit. Now, here's the thing. This law firm, because this is like a life study, this law firm gave a lot of money to the Attorney General of New York, who's a total lightweight. His name is Attorney General Eric Schneiderman. Schneiderman accepts their money, goes to meet with President Obama in Syracuse, when Obama was in Syracuse, and in the next day or two, files a lawsuit against me because they, in my opinion, they gave him a contribution, then goes to see Obama. You sort of see how the system works, folks. It's a bad system, let me tell you. So Obama meets with this dopey Eric Schneiderman, who hates our governor and he wants to run for governor, but I don't think it's going to happen. They go up to Syracuse, meets with Obama, and he files a lawsuit. So, bottom line is this. People said you can settle. In fact, a lot of people said, oh, before you run, you should settle. I said, I don't care. The people understand it, and they use it. So when I have 10,000 people, and when we have mostly unbelievable reviews, how do you settle? And in fact, when the case started originally, I said, how can I settle when I have a review like this? Every review is good. Now, I should have settled, but I'm glad I didn't. So I'll be seeing you in November, either as president, and I will say this. I have all these great reviews, but I will say this. I think Judge Curiel should be ashamed of himself. I think it's a disgrace that he's doing this, and I look forward to going before a jury, not this judge, a jury, and we will win that trial. We will win that trial. Check it out. Check it out, folks. And you know, I tell this to people, November 28th, I think it's scheduled for. It shouldn't be a trial. It should be a summary judgment dismissal. By the way, friends of mine that are great lawyers, in fact, one of them represents you, said, how the hell do you get sued under RICO for a guy that took a course, loved the course, said great things about the course, and then you get sued under RICO? It is a disgrace. Now, I'm talking about Bernie Sanders has a rigged system. It is rigged. I'm talking about I had a rigged system, except we won by so much. I will tell you, this court system, the judges in this court system, federal court, they ought to look into Judge Curiel, because what Judge Curiel is doing is a total disgrace, okay? But we'll come back in November. Wouldn't that be wild if I'm president and I come back to do a civil case?